Invictus is the Latin word for unconquered. It is also the title of Matt Damon's latest movie. He plays the captain of South Africa's national rugby team, who is given an enormous task at a time of massive change in his country.
7 minutes. 7 minutes. Defense, defense, defense. This is it. This is our destiny.
Did you know how to play the game?
No. And I mean, I'd been, a couple of my roommates in college played, and so I'd been to some rugby matches, which seemed to me like just kind of kill the man with the ball, and then they all drink beer afterwards. You know, that was kind of what I took away from it back then.
I think a lot of them look at it that way.
Yeah, but it's a brutal game. I mean, it's a great game.
Your character, who was based on a real guy, was the captain of the rugby team, and Nelson Mandela calls him to his office.
Yeah.
And says, I need you to do this thing.
Because in order to build our nation, we must all exceed our own expectations.
Pretty interesting mandate for a sports team, win a World Cup and unite a racially divided country where the majority of the people in the country hate your guts because you symbolize the old regime.
Right.
All of the whites are cheering for South Africa. All of the blacks are cheering for England.
And that was the brilliance of Mandela, really. I mean, it's the conundrum of Mandela. Still, you know, a guy who is in prison for 27 years and comes out, and everybody's looking to him. You know, what is he going to do? And the first thing he does is forgive his jailers.
Our enemy is no longer the Afrikaner. They are our fellow South Africans, our partners in a democracy.
Morgan's playing Mandela. You're in the same room with him, watching him work. Are you hearing Morgan Freeman? Are you hearing Nelson Mandela?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's hard. You know, obviously, the first time I saw him, I'm you know, you couldn't help but, you know, but wonder what it's going to be like and what he's going to do.
I remember when I was invited to the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona. Everybody in the stadium greeted me with a song.
I mean, talk about a big responsibility. But Mandela had said to him years ago, if there's a movie made about me, I want you to play me, to Morgan. So he just fell into it, and he just was utterly believable.
This is the time to build our nation.
So there's also a physical transformation that takes place with two transformations. One, where'd you go for the accent?
Well, the accent was, I had about 6 months to work on it, and that is a really, really tough accent to do. When you think about your tongue position, when you say, I'll be right back, they would say, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And it's just, everything is different. And so for each word, it's just, you're constantly trying to, it's like doing gymnastics in your mouth, basically.
To the taste of defeat. Drink it. Remember this, and promise yourself never to taste it again.
The other transformation is physically. What did you do to get ready for this physically? Because you're like this buff rugby guy.
When I looked at him online, I just realized that the size of him. I mean, he's about 6'4", 230, 40. I mean, he's a big guy. In fact, the first time I met him, I went to his house and he opened the door. I looked up at him and I said, I look much bigger on screen.
Matt Damon in Invictus, directed by Clint Eastwood, and it opens tomorrow. Also tomorrow, I'll talk to Matt Damon about one of his other passions, American history.